Good evening, Mark and Greg. Those opponents were so eager to criticize this initiative, they showed up a half hour before Tim Eyman came here to submit the necessary paperwork at the state capitol this morning. Eyman feels confident that voters in this state are ready for some tax relief, and those opponents are afraid he's right.
So all we need is just a official stamp.
Tim Eyman says he has the signatures to roll back car tab fees just like he did nearly 20 years ago.
Awesome. You are awesome.
If there indeed are enough signatures to qualify for the November ballot, voters would have a chance to vote up or down on capping all license plate renewals.
Doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you own, you would write a check for $30.
Eyman and his supporters say Sound Transit misled voters in 2016 and didn't share how high car tab fees were going to go to pay for light rail expansion and other public transportation projects. The 2016 vote wiped out Eyman's past initiatives that set the $30 fee. He thinks voters want another say.
When a tax is so fundamentally unfair, so fundamentally dishonest, so fundamentally out of kilter with what an average person thinks is fair, you have to adjust the system in order to be able to accommodate a fair taxation system.
Tim Eyman's I-9760 is not a solution. It is a wrecking ball.
Opponents fear car owners will be tempted by the $30 offer, and that's why they've organized before the initiative is even on the ballot. They'll spend the next 10 months informing drivers that passing that cap would gut already voter-approved funding for light rail, buses, and Amtrak and other rail improvements in Western Washington.
If Tim Eyman gets his way, these communities will be mired in traffic congestion for decades, with no alternative to crowded roads. People will either be forced to drive or they'll have to move somewhere where there is transit service if they want an alternative.
The state of Washington filed a lawsuit against Tim Eyman in 2017 alleging money laundering claims. Tim Eyman has filed for bankruptcy, so that legal proceeding is on hold. Opponents hope that having his name attached to this initiative might hurt the initiative's chances, but Eyman says he is confident that voters, regardless of what they think of him, will like the idea of only having to pay $30 for their car tabs again. In Olympia, Drew Mikkelsen, King 5 News.